I think you had a wonderful night tonight, but obviously it must not have been an easy one. So many emotional performances and story tonight. How did you get through it?
It was definitely a matter of really taking a step back from the day, just in my own head, and really taking the time to get in the kind of zone that would allow me to really get through something like this, because it was tough. And I knew what was coming, so it was a little bit of nerves, but a lot of it was just being, extremely ready to make this kind of dedication. So overall, I'm really happy.
I don't think it's fair they're going to send people home on Thanksgiving after all these great performances that were so emotional. I'm kind of dreading tomorrow night.
I know, me too. I can't believe that they're sending two, not one, but two.
It is two, for sure.
On Thanksgiving, it's like, come on, even on a holiday we don't get a break, So, it sucks. It's going to suck saying goodbye to anybody, but let alone saying goodbye to them on Thanksgiving, and especially if I'm the one that has to go home, it'll be heartbreaking, but, at the end of the day, I'm really happy with what I did tonight. So regardless of what happens tomorrow, I feel like I performed and sang for the right reasons, and so I'm very happy and proud of what I did tonight.
Well, how are you feeling about your odds tomorrow? Because, you had a couple rough weeks where you had to sing for survival, but then last week you placed very high.
Yes.
And I actually think the performance you did this week was better than last week.
Thank you.
So are you feeling good about tomorrow?
I, as well as anybody, know that you can jump in an instant and fall in an instant. Every week you go into the week with nothing. You go into the week with zero. And so I'm just praying to God that tomorrow is one of those nights that I jump, because as far as I'm concerned, with each new week you start out at number 10 or whatever number is left. So I'm just praying for a good placing tomorrow.
How do you feel about the rankings? Is it a good or bad thing to know that you came in 12th or you came in 5th or whatever?
Well, it's definitely different than any other show to find out what your rankings are. So it's definitely different, and in some ways it's a good thing, because if you're placed high, you're like, oh yeah, I'm awesome, I'm doing fine, you know what I mean? But if you place low, it adds a lot of pressure, and I know that very well. And even if you're high, it places a lot of pressure. Me being in 5th last week, it felt good, but at the same time, it's like, oh my God, I've got to do something to make sure that I either stay in that 5th spot or climb, but hopefully not drop.
Now, the story you shared tonight, which I thought was one of the most moving ones of the night, how come you hadn't shared that before? It's obviously such an important part of your background, who you are. How come you kind of kept quiet about that before?
Coming into this, I was extremely afraid of sharing my personal life, because that's something that's very sacred and personal to my family, and so I just didn't want to open up and give America the opportunity to judge my family, to judge what we've been through, to judge me for it. So I just thought it was better to keep what's personal to us safe. So I was just trying to protect my family and my own heart, but I'm happy that we shared that, because I think it's important for everyone to. I don't want anybody to be sad about what they saw tonight. I want everybody to just take strength from it, and I want them to celebrate her life, because that's what she deserves, and I know that she is much happier.
I'm just going to ask you think you've gone a kind of a raw deal on this show? Because I'm going to admit, when I first saw you on the show, I thought you were kind of the villainess. You're kind of the one that was supposed to cause trouble.
Yeah, I tagged as the mean girl from day one.
Exactly. And I think now it's becoming more obvious to America that that's not really you. Everyone has mean moments or whatever, but that's just a piece.
Right.
How do you feel about how you've been portrayed on the show, and how that's changing as you've had a little more chance to show yourself on the show?
From day one, the day that this show started airing, I was just praying to God that eventually I would get the chance to show America who I really am. I think that everybody goes into a competition like this, and you're not sure how to act. You're not sure if people are going to be nice, if people are going to be friendly, if everyone's going to be conniving and do whatever it takes to tear you down. So I just kind of went into it with walls up, keeping everybody at an arm's length because I sure as hell wasn't going to let anybody mess with me. So maybe if I made myself untouchable, it would let everybody else know, okay, at the very least, we need to stay away from this girl. So, is that the best? No, but I am so pleased and thankful that I've gotten the chance now to really be myself and let America see who I am.
And you're going to keep the blonde hair?
I think I'll keep the blonde hair for a while. It's definitely different, but I don't know. I've always been one to push the envelope. I mean, I came into this thing with leopard spots on my face. I'm obviously not afraid to look daring. So yeah, I think I will keep it a while, or maybe someday you'll see me with blue hair or pink hair. Or, who knows? It's just